/the US dollar. First off, read this disclaimer carefully and do your good deed of today by liking and subscribing. So here's the pair. 450% here from the low, but we do have a pretty substantial minus 52% pullback. So let's quickly look at their website. So easily move money to all corners of the world. Discover why hundreds of financial institutions choose RippleNet to provide a better payments experience and enable greater economic opportunity for everyone everywhere. So this whole crypto market got hit this week because China basically has declared cryptocurrency transactions illegal. Let's be perfectly clear about something. That shouldn't be a surprise. I'm actually quite baffled that the crypto community assumed that wouldn't happen. Obviously, that was destined to happen. So let me tell you some other things that should be priced into all cryptocurrencies. Yes, many Western countries will also, at some point in the future, declare at least highly anonymized crypto transactions illegal. They will that because they want oversight and have the ability to collect taxes. So of course, even our financial system will not accept, happily this competing system. So that's something that should also just be priced in. Because yes, fiat money certainly is and should view cryptocurrencies as a direct competitor, and they will act accordingly. There will be a battle, so don't be naive about that. This is highly disruptive stuff, this whole crypto revolution, and at some point, there will be some serious conflict. And we saw, China they have so far been taking the lead as far as the crackdown. But I think it is extremely naive to think that, even the home of the free, America, that the American financial institutions are just going to sit back and allow some parallel economy to develop. I mean, that is just extremely naive. Okay, so here is the price action. We do see that there's some tendency here to have some time cycles. Usually the pullbacks are, a bit significant here. Maybe the 20-week moving average will function as some kind of support. The problem is that the purple 20-week here is declining. It is more likely to function as a clear support level if it is rising. So here is the support level, like that. So it has a good history here of offering support, but it is on the decline. It just is. So that makes it a bit weaker. So let's here jump to the daily data points. So in this instance, it becomes a bit more interesting as far as support goes, because you do have this rising 100-day moving average. And if we go back, here and here, it has offered decent support. The problem is certainly this this price action here, because here that moving average is sliced and diced. Because of that, investors here and now are going to have reduced confidence in that moving average as support. So that's the key thing when you look at a moving average, and we tested that support. You need to look back at the recent history and ask yourself whether it worked in the past. So let's say if we had the situation where the 100-day moving average, looking back a couple of years, it consistently offered support, then the bulls would get more aggressive. But because we have this slice and dice situation back here, that is most likely why the bulls are bouncing a bit here, but we don't see any aggressive rally yet. And you also here have the red 200-day moving average, which is even more of a big deal. So yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of the other indicators. Let's jump here to look a bit at the MACD. There is a risk of a sell signal being triggered here with, blue crossing below red. That would not be ideal on the weekly data points. Yeah, here on the daily data points. And we have a bit of a noisy situation when we look here at, the distance from these moving averages. We are not at, the lows that have a strong tendency to trigger, the bulls to buy. Same thing with the RSI. You do see that this low end of the RSI has a strong tendency to form lows. The problem for the bulls is that you see here, here, and here, we bounce and then we quickly rally, The problem is that here we have like 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4. So there's been these multiple tests of that low end of the RSI in succession, which goes to, it ties into this narrative of yes, there are bulls out there, but they don't have the confidence that they had not that far back. Looking here at, the seasonality for Ripple, let's look at last 7 years. Yeah, I mean, the coming month, like October, it historically is weak. We usually have a loss, and Ripple only closes higher 33% of the time. And November and December, on average, tend to produce very big gains when we have an up month, but we only close higher 33% of the time. So the seasonality is, it could certainly be better. So yeah, if I were to sum up, I think that the current technical setup, it is noisy. It's not clean. It is messy. But we have seen a pullback. When we look here at the wicks here for the last weeks, we do have a rise here in the wicks, which is somewhat bullish. But the big thing I wonder about is how much of realpolitik is priced into these cryptocurrencies, because I was kind of surprised that we had this sell-off based on China of all countries, cracking down on cryptos. It really goes to show you that this whole idea of the efficient market is just a pure myth. Any efficient market would have priced that in long ago and made it a non-event. That is, made the news that came out a non-event.